Good morning. Hello, gorgeous beings of light. Welcome back. Feels like I just saw you, because I did. Okay, so we are here for day 2 of this weird special 2-part eclipse ritual. It's gonna be sweet. It's awesome. So, I hope you all slept well. I've slept like a freaking rock. And today I can physically feel in my body the places that I was holding all of the old negative patterns, all this like new space that I have in my body right now. So, I'm really excited to see what's going to be coming through, because I obviously created this, like, got the first downloads yesterday when I was still full of all that negativity and full of all those old patterns. So this morning it's already kind of shifting. So let's just go over what it is you're going to need for today. And we're going to kind of play it by ear, because there's a couple of things bouncing around right now, and the sun is rising right now where I am, so it's gonna be a beautiful day. I'll show you guys in my room. The rainbows are coming in. We'll have to see if they end up hitting us. Tried to purposefully sit a little bit away from them though, because they can get blinding. So we are going to need today just your regular things that I always tell you: candle, lighter, sage, Palo, Santo, or incense. And then we're going to be doing a little bit of art. We're going to do a little meditation, do some astral travel, go check in with the sun now that it's been eclipsed. What new codes do we have? And then we're going to do a little bit of an art project. So the reason why there's all the things like pens, crayons, paint, stickers, stamps, glitter, glue, magazines, scissors again, is because this is a rebirth, right? So the Gemini season is now like Taurus is right there. The Vedic astrology is sometimes super off from what's going on, and sometimes they're really close, right? So the moon's at like 21 degrees Taurus, and so it's really, really close to the end of Taurus and going into Gemini. So right now, because we're moving away from the right now, we're moving away from the right now and we're moving into our future. So when we do that, yesterday we were working more with the Taurus energy of right now and the removing of obstacles, right? And the getting rid of the bullshit, right? The bullshit for Taurus. And today is we're setting our intentions. So that's when the Western astrology can be really useful, because we're starting to work with that, like, okay, now that we're coming together, right? Because the Gemini is about the twins, and everyone just talks about the bipolar opposites, and they don't talk about the lover card. They don't talk about what the Geminis are really trying to teach us, which is that we can come together. Oh, perfect. It was really low. When we come together, I love it when my deck is just like perfectly ready for me to do things and I didn't even do anything. So when we come together in the Thoth Tarot, this is the tarot deck that I use. I don't use Rider Waite. I use the Thoth Tarot deck. When we come together in the Lover's card, you can see the like great Magnus right here, just like the great magician is creating this alchemical marriage between the Dark King and the Light Queen, and then there's this Dark Baby and the Light Baby, and there's the serpent at the bottom with the egg, right? Like we see at the very bottom of the caduceus. And it's really like, this is the beginning, because this is only card number 6. I think yesterday I said 10, but this is only card 6 in the deck. And if you know anything about tarot, you know that the whole major arcana from 0 to 21 is really, it's a journey that we're all going through. Like, you go from the Fool to the universe all the way through, or the world, over and over and over again. So I like that my Magnus is right here too. So we started out like, you are this, right? You're just like by yourself, you're solo, you know that you got all this magic inside of you, but you don't really know how to like work it. A little ways down the road, you realize, oh shit, I'm going to have to come into alignment with my shadow. I'm going to have to learn how to love my shadow. I'm going to need to learn how to just really fully accept all the different parts of me. And then when you get to card number 14, we have here the art, right? Okay, so this is where the alchemical marriage has like really occurred. And there's this, like, up here you can see the king and queen have actually merged into this one entity and is just pouring and is creating this beautiful alchemical thing in here, whatever, in a cauldron. Just like really has mastered this idea of light and dark. It even kind of has an eclipsey sort of feel on this card. And it's just like working the magic, like making it all work out. So what we've done together since yesterday is we went from here to here did the marriage when we were releasing the toxicity, but we were doing it in a way of compassion, in a way that was non-judgmental, in a way that allows for the highest good of all the beings that are here on this planet to be served while we move forward, right? As we move forward into our next level, which is this, right? Which is just being fully unified and being able to work the magic and being able to work the source codes and just be badass super conscious leaders, which is the goal, right? If you hear my kitten, he's kind of psycho right now because it's early morning, so he might do some things. Okay, and once again, I have to have my phone over here for the comments, but whatever. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh. Woo. Stretch it out. 7 a.m. Okay, so I'm going to start us where we ended yesterday just so that we can kind of like transition this and kind of come back a little bit into the energy of just like the sacred space. And we'll go ahead and light our candle as well. Today I have an orange candle because we're going to be creating, right? So the orange chakra, sacral chakra is represented by orange. So I want to really make sure that we're pulling in this new, fresh energy, the creative energy. What I love about this card is that it also has the children in it, right? It's not just the grown-ups that are being combined, it's the children, so you can really like tap into that inner child, but this time the inner child that like you are mothering and you are parenting. Like you have to become your own parent during this journey, especially for those of us whose parents are just not like, you might love them, you might appreciate them, you might hate them, right? I still see my parents, we still have a good relationship, but like they don't get it, they don't get what I'm doing. So a lot of the times when I'm like looking for guidance, I can't really even go to them because as far as they're concerned, my moral compass is like way the fuck over here. And what we were talking about last night was the fact that it's time for you to step into the ownership of your own moral code and stop giving a what other people think about you. And we kind of talked about the evil eye a little bit and the protection that's there and the ability to just like, if other people cast the evil eye on you, you can just reflect it off. I actually have like an evil eye tattoo on my solar plexus. That is my dog. My dog wants to come hang out because he can hear me, but the cat's in here. It might turn into a little crazy circus, but it's fine. So we're coming into this alchemical marriage, right? We're coming into this full alignment that all of the suffering, all of the pain, all of the trauma have really just been, as Sa de Simone says, blessings in drag, right? So when you can see that they're blessings, they are lessons in drag, then you can start to appreciate all of the things you've been through. And when you can do that, then you can move forward more easily and really create the life of your dreams. And that is my hope and my wish for everyone, is that you have the confidence to go and create the life that you actually want to be fucking living and not care what other people think of you. and just like literally not care, because you know that you're so compassionate. You know that you have the betterment of the planet on your heart. You know that no matter how much money you make, you're not a selfish, arrogant bitch. You're actually like a philanthropist that is trying to change the fucking planet, and the way you're doing it is through unconventional means, i.e., using the energy, using the magic that we had for centuries until it got cut off in around the, I don't know, 1100s, maybe a little bit before, probably starting in like 600 AD is when all of that shit just started being like systematically erased from our history, all the way through the Salem witch trials, through all of it, right? The Inquisition, all of it. And now we're learning it. We're relearning it. We're remembering. We're going back to our past lives where we got burned at the stake, literally and figuratively. And we're pulling that information back in because time is not is relative, right? It's not real. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to do a little bit of a meditation, astral travel, whatever it is that you want to call it. And then afterwards, we are going to... My heater just turned on. It's supposed to be a high of 71 today, which is weird because yesterday it was almost 90. I don't know what's happening in the weather, but whatever. I know what's happening. Duh, the fucking eclipse happened, so of course it's going to be colder today because the sun got blocked out for a chunk of time. Duh. Okay, sorry. Science. 7:15. So... we're going to do this astral travel, and then I'm going to like turn you loose because I don't want to set a time limit on your art, right? You might just love the meditation and want to go for a walk afterwards and then come back and do some art. You might not want to do any art at all. Maybe you just want to go and write some poetry or compose a new song. Or you might be someone who wants to, like, maybe you want to make a whole new vision board today, right? Because the magazines and the clippings, today would be a really great day for that. Because today, right now that the eclipse is past, you're in the energy of full intention setting for the next 2 to 3 years, right? The next total solar eclipse, I don't believe, is until, like, 2024. So, what are you creating during that time? Right? And that's what we're going to be doing with our meditation this morning. And then you're going to be just set loose to create art right here. I fucking love that. And just really honor that. We're going to light the candle to... I'm going to do that right now. No, we're going to do that to start the meditation. But I also wanted to talk about this whole 369 situation that's happening. And then one more thing about this that just fell out. So 369. I don't know about y'all, but I've been seeing the 3s, the 6s, and the 9s like crazy mad for a little while now, for about a week. And especially with the 6-6 portal happening, right? And then yesterday was 6-9. And you get to this point when you're on your journey where instead of you seeing these numbers as like, oh, my angels, oh, my this, oh, it's my spirit guide speaking to me, it's this, that, and the other, you realize that those are like breadcrumbs from your highest self, letting you know you're on the right frequency. And if you've ever read anything by Nikola Tesla, he says that if you can figure out 3, 6, and 9, then you've receive the answer to the universe, right? And so what you want to do is when you start noticing, well, maybe I'm not seeing 333 all the time. Maybe I'm not seeing 666 all the time. Maybe I'm not seeing 999 all the time, right? But you look at the clock and it's like you almost always see 936, right? Or you're almost always seeing 639, yeah? Or 609. So if there's a 0 in there too, then it's like 0369, or the 0 could be the reset too. This is because of the fact that the law of three, and we talked about this when I did the triple goddess activation a couple of weeks ago as well. The law of three is one of the oldest laws, and it can be found in damn near every single ancient magical text, that they are either using lots of threes, lots of sixes, or lots of nines. And you can really come into this awareness that it's not like, yes, we have spirit guides. Yes, we have a spiritual entourage. Yes, I talk about dragons. Yes, I talk about angels and inner earth beings and intergalactic beings and all the things. But at the end of the day, those are still all reflections of you, right? They are still all the support that you are calling in, that your higher self is requiring, because you are that fucking strong that you get to change the whole universe, right? You are the universe experiencing itself right now. If like that is the thing that I drive home to my clients, that is what they come into the knowing of as we work together, is that you can be so confident in whatever it is that you're creating on this planet, because it is exactly what you're meant to be creating. It's the exact thing that your soul needs for further future growth in your lifetimes. It's exactly how you want this dream to play out. And so when you can take authority for your whole life, which is what we did yesterday by, binding our wrists together and then cutting them away, we were stepping into our power there. We were reclaiming our power from our addictions, from our suffering, from the toxic relationships, from the old habits, the old patterns, the thought, the quality of our thinking. And by doing that, when we reclaim our power, we kind of get back in the driver's seat of the dream, right? As Alan Watts says, this is just a dream, a very, very far out dream, but it's really just a dream. If you could imagine that every night you fall asleep, and each time you fall asleep, you're able to live 75 years of time, and the first few times you do that, you can create exactly what you want. After a while, bliss gets boring. Anybody who lives in heaven on earth like I do, you still will create drama, right? Here and there you do it because at the end of the day, bliss gets fucking boring. Dostoevsky has a similar quote, right? Where if we were given everything that we ever wanted, we would still find a way to try to fuck each other over, because that's just what humans do. Say hi, Cosmo. Say hi. Meow, meow. He's like right all over me. That's what humans do. That's what duality is about. So instead of being angry about those experiences, you can claim authority for them, reclaim your power from those people's, places, and things and occurrences, and then with all that extra power, you can start doing this kind of crazy stuff and like really take over the fucking world, which is honestly the end of the day my goal. That's why this is super conscious leaders. This isn't just like super conscious living. This is those who are going to lead the planet into the highest level of frequency so that we can move our whole population out of this idea of suffering, and the whole population out of being like, no more men, women, or children who are hungry. Everyone has access to clean water, healthy food, housing, medicine, education, right? That we're no longer, the majority of the wealth being in a fraction of the population, less than 1% of the population, right? So just really coming into that. So we're going to light our candle, and then I'm going to talk about the crystal hexagram, and then we're going to do our meditation, and then I'm going to send you on your way. And of course, if you have any questions, as always, you can post them. So go ahead, rub your hands together, reach up and clap, pulling that energy down through your body. And I'm going to light our candle with the intention of just really appreciating that we are Source Incarnate, appreciation of all of the lessons that we've learned, everything that's coming through, and to really light that spark of creativity and inspiration within us so that we really can be the author of our lives and create the most amazing, magical fucking life that we can imagine, because that's what we're doing anyway. That's what we're doing anyway. So it's time to claim that power, take the driver's seat back, and make the most amazing life that you can even conceive of. Okay? From there, where is my... Yeah, it is. My daughter's been in here hanging out with the cat a whole lot. And because of that, all of my things keep getting moved. So, oh, there it is. Like, I really am not in the mood for a rose one today. Uncle for our patience. So we have our incense here. As always, sorry, early morning, not used to speaking this much. As always, you want to know how to open your incense. No, but seriously, as always, we're going to light our incense from the candle flame. You want the smoke to carry the same intention, right? So lighting your incense or your sage or your Palo, whatever you have. If you don't have any of those, you could just use your finger. And this is just setting the space, okay? We're setting the space, we're setting the intentions, we're clearing out any negativity that might have tried to sneak back in while we were sleeping. Bringing all polarities into the singularity. And I'm actually going to draw the unicruxal hexagram here. Okay. So, the unicruxal hexagram. It's funny that this popped out and yet not funny at all. Because here I am telling you how we go from being all alone, right? Like, the Fool is the very beginning, and the Fool is just like a regular human. A regular human who's like starting to wake up, right? And then, like, what happens next? Then you're like, I'm a fucking magician, bitches! I'm a magician! And you have all this power and you have all this, like, awakening. Like, this is literally the awakening stage. Like, everything's coming into alignment for me. But see how everything's, like, so far off in this picture? Everything is in the background and the magician is still in the foreground. So the magician's ego is still, like, really up here, and anyone who's ever like experienced a healer who's just like, my modality is the best modality and there's no one else in the world who does it the way that I do, and not even modality but just like that, there can be a little bit more ego that isn't in the service of the betterment of humanity with people who are just waking up. They're the people that are like, did you know? And they're learning so much information that they think they're super hot shit. Like, I remember writing a whole, like, 150 pages typed out workbook or worksheet, or I don't even know. It turned into a course called Checked Out to Dialed In, and I was just talking the whole time about how we're a radio wave. It was because of this old radio stereo that my dad had, all these things, right? And I was so fucking proud of myself, and I was like, all these crazy downloads, holy shit, I'm so connected. And I went and I told my mentor and a couple of my friends about it, and they were like, the radio analogy's been used for forever, right? So it's things like that. The magician is the one that, like, thinks they're figuring out all the things for the very first time, and then as they're, like, walking down the road, they find out that other people have learned that before, and that's where your ego gets to be checked, right? Like, it's not a bad thing. I still produced my course. I still made money from the course, right? But did I? No, I think that course didn't even actually sell. But that's because I wasn't in the right headspace for it. I was in a very, like, well, if it's been done before, no one's going to want to buy it, right? So that's, again, my ego getting in the way of something that was really fucking crazy powerful, because the other people that I showed it to that weren't already on their spiritual path, it was really fascinating to them. They were like, oh, I've never thought about it that way. I've never thought about our alignment being a radio wave, and you can change the channel, and if you're going from hot to cold, then you're just like flipping the channel, the dial back and forth, eventually you're going to fritz out the fucking radio, right? So then you come through and you get further down your journey, and again, like we said, we get to the Lovers, and you just kind of realize that at some point you're going to have to look at all those skeletons in your closet, and then you're going to have to open the trap door in the back of that closet filled with skeletons, right? And really clean it all out, bring it to the surface, which is what we were doing last night, and just like love it, right? Love it with compassion. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the experiences, because if I didn't have those experiences, I wouldn't be who I am today. And if I wasn't who I am today, I wouldn't have the dreams that I have to create in the future. And then after you've really come into that alignment, you are here with the art, and you're just creating anything that you want to fucking create at all. Literally, anything in the whole world that you want to create is yours. And yes, there's other things that are going on during the time, but eventually, like, you really are. We're here. So then you get to right before you reach the world, right? So the world is like the very end, or the universe is the very end, and you're going to like start the whole journey again. At the very, 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 like, card number 20 is the Aeon, okay? So this progression is now you're back to a single figure, right? But instead, and there's like not two heads, but now you've got the inner child and the divine parent, and you have the whole world is in front of you. You're not having to mix and mash, right? In this one, there's still like a lot of pouring. There's still some division going on up in here. And the colors of the arms, right? You're not like fully aligned. You're able to work a whole lot more magic than when you just like first woke up, or when you're first coming in and doing your shadow work. But this is where we're really trying to get, where you can see like it doesn't really make sense. The ground is just all this technicolor and all of the things, and you're moving backwards and forwards in time, and you are the Aeon. Like, you are your own big cosmic event, and that's why the very next card after that is in the universe. Like, the universe cracks open for you when you can really own that you are this fucking powerful, right? This is actually Horus and Isis and Osiris in that picture. But the only way you're going to get there is through the unicruxal hexagram, okay? So the unicruxal hexagram is a piece of sacred geometry that I love. I have this tattooed on me, actually. And it represents how, no matter how macro it gets, no matter how far out you get, right? Again, your spiritual entourage, your aliens, the system, right? The patriarchy, all of the things going on in the world, the wars and the famines and the sex trafficking and all of that stuff, no matter how far away you get here, you're not too far from the center, right? And then you get all the way out here, maybe this is your family life and all of the bullshit going on in your neighborhood, and this is all the things going on in the state, and this is everything going on in your business, and yet, oh, you can still come back, right? This is one of those pieces of geometry that you can draw without ever picking up your pencil, right? So we're going to be using this as sort of our guide today. Not that, just like in understanding that the micro and the macro are the same. If you are someone who is constantly experiencing drama and lack and scarcity and all of that, it's because you're so focused externally on that stuff. No, it's not the external. It's because that's what your internal conversation is. Your internal conversation is, I'm not worthy. I can't do that. That's such hard work. Listen to all my stories. Here's all my reasoning. Here's all the trauma I went through, which is why we released all that trauma last night, right? And even if you haven't done last night's ritual yet, it's totally fine. Or go ahead and watch it and then come back and watch this one. It's cool. But once you can release that and take the authority for your inner dialogue, then your outer world starts to shift, right? Like, I used to be super obsessed with all of the injustices going on in the world, and now, instead of being pissed off about it and being like, well, they should do better, I'm getting myself in alignment to just go run for a setting and just don't do it my damn self, right? I'm a Leo. I'm an only child. I am a type A personality, right? Nobody's going to do it better than me as far as I'm concerned. So, in collaboration, you know what I mean? Like, That's why I created this group. I want more people to use their magic and to not be afraid of the stuff that's going to come up, right? Like, though who you were before your healing journey is no longer who you are, and yet so many people in this community are never willing to go back. They're not willing to go back into corporate America. They're not willing to go back into or go into politics or go into any of these public service areas because they're so afraid of people finding out who they were before their healing, right? Like if you used to be, a junkie, or if you used to be a shoplifter, or maybe you did porn, or were a sex worker or something, so you're totally freaked out that someone's going to find out. And I don't think that you need to heal from being a sex worker, by the way. Sex workers are amazing. But, like, you don't want people to find that out. And now you've come through your journal. You're no longer addicted to anything. You're not a junkie anymore. You have a beautiful family. You've gotten your shit together. And you want to start serving your population, your community. But you still have this fear of who you used to be. And the unicruxal hexagram is here to remind us that, like, yes, everything is connected, but it's all coming from the inside out. It's all coming from your perception. If you are not afraid, think about how much validation you're giving other people when you stand up and you're like, yeah, I used to do these things, and now I don't. Yeah, here's my closet full of skeletons. The trap door is open, by the way. Like, you are free to look around no matter what you want to find, because I'm not ashamed of any part of my story. Like, I have naked pictures of myself on the internet for a specific reason, so that when one day when I am running for Senate and they find them and the news reporter says, hey, did you know that a bunch of nudes are all over the internet for you, I'm going to say, you know what, that's art. Here's the photographer's name. I'm naked underneath these clothes, are you? Okay, great, next question. Because I'm someone who wants to normalize body image, like not even body positivity specifically, but like my body is my body. We all have a body. I'm a body worker, right? I've been a massage therapist for 14 years now, 13 years now, and I don't have any shame in my body. I used to have a ton of shame in my body. I used to have a ton of pain in my body. Healed myself from fibromyalgia, healed myself from degenerative arthritis, healed myself from anxiety and depression, and like, had they actually diagnosed me, probably bipolar. Like, I never took myself in, so I can't say that I had that diagnosis, but that's because eventually I got sick of their diagnoses, right? PTSD, all of the things that they wanted to label me with, and I was like, all these labels, all they're doing is like making me think this way about myself, and so my reality looks like this. And as I shifted what I thought on the inside, my external reality shifted, right? Now I'm healthier than I've ever been. I love my body. I fucking have great conversations with people about weird stuff, and I don't have any fear around it anymore. I'm not ashamed of who I am, and I'm not ashamed of who I've been, right? It's all on the journey. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get comfortable. You can either sit up, which I will clearly be doing as I'm leading it, or if you want, you can lay down comfortably. So whatever is going to get you nice and comfortable, somewhere where you can like lean back and relax. I always recommend that you don't try to like pick one. Either like commit that you're going to sit up nice and tall and straight. You can still relax while being in good posture. I know a lot of people are always like, well, eventually during the meditation I just go like this. Okay, well, that's a judgment on yourself. That's fine. If that's what ends up happening, if you end up falling asleep during the meditation, if you end up deciding to lay down during it, that's fine. But don't start in some like crunchy position. Either commit to laying down flat on your back or commit to sitting up nice and tall and straight. Because again, like I said last night, our spine is it's our spiritual backbone. It's our ability to be flexible, to be able to bend in the wind, knowing that we're rooted into our belief system, but still like, we got some give. We can learn things, right? Boundaries are allowed to be flexible and shift. You don't break your boundaries, but as you change, your boundaries are going to change too. Stop biting me, cat. Just stop it. Just stop it. I know, you want people to hang out with you right now. He like won't look. He won't jump off of me. He just wants to hang out. So, you can hang out with me. I'm going to jump up really quick and lock my door, though. So everyone lay down and get comfortable, and we'll be right back. Alright. So, sitting nice and tall and straight, or laying down, wherever you are, just get really nice and comfortable. And allow yourself to just do a little body scan. And anywhere that you feel like you're clenching, just allow yourself to relax. Taking nice deep breaths all the way in through the nose. Filling your belly all the way up, all the way into your pelvis, feeling it expand. When you can't take in any more breath at all, slowly release it. Emptying out your belly completely. Doing that again. With each breath, you're getting more relaxed, going deeper and deeper. Getting so comfortable. Deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Just keep breathing. And now you're going to focus your attention, turning your eyes upwards, looking up. Your eyes are open and you're looking up at your third eye point, or at a point all the way up, like looking into your eyebrows, looking at some point way, way, way above you, and still breathing. And with every blink of your eyes, it's allowing you to relax even more, bringing you into alpha brain waves. Deeper and deeper. And the sound of my voice brings you deeper and deeper. Any sounds going on around you just help you to relax even more fully. Deeper and deeper. And now you're going to breathe in again, focusing on that point all the way up. Look, up. Deep breath in, 1. And exhale. Deep breath in, 2. And exhale. And now, deep breath in, number 3, and as you exhale, close your eyes, still keeping your focus on that third eye point, turning your eyes inwards and upwards. And your eyelids are getting heavier, and all the muscles around your eyes are getting heavier, and you're relaxing even deeper. And now, don't worry about the positioning of your eyes, it doesn't matter. Your whole body is nice and relaxed. And now you're going to have this sense, tucking your chin, looking down just a little bit like you're looking over a staircase or over a balcony. Getting more and more comfortable, relaxing even deeper now. And you're going to see a staircase of 10 stairs appear before you. And with every step, you get even more and more relaxed. And we're going to count down from 10 to 1. And as you do that, you're getting more and more relaxed, allowing for those alpha brain waves to come through so that you can really connect to this meditation. And you can feel your feet on stair number 10 as you step down, see or hear or sense or feel you walking down to step number 9, step 8. Now you can really feel those feet making a connection on each step as you go to step 7 and step 6, going deeper and deeper and deeper, all the way down. Step 5, halfway now, so relaxed, and every sound around you, and even the sound of my voice, and every twitch of your body is help bringing you deeper and deeper into relaxation. Stepping down onto step 4, you can hear your feet really connecting to the ground as you step. Maybe see your feet there. Whatever way it is that you connect to this subconscious space, through whichever sense. Stepping down to step 3, step 2, deeper and deeper and deeper. Step 1. And here you are now, and you have a beautiful door in front of you. A gorgeous door. Take note of it. And you're going to walk through that door. And you're walking in to your life 3 years from now. As you walk in there, really start to connect to how this space makes you feel. You're just walking straight in to this role. And as you're walking down, wherever you are, you notice a mirror over to the right. So go ahead and turn and face the mirror. And look at yourself in the mirror. What clothes are you wearing? What does your hair look like? What shoes are you wearing? Really connecting here. Really, really, really connecting to this. This is you in 3 years' time, living your freaking dream life, because you continue to do the work, and you know that you are a phenomenon, and that you are creating a legacy, and that you are art. Your whole existence is art. And allow yourself to just wander around. Take note. Who else is in your story? Who else is in your world? Really connecting here. Taking all the time you need. Taking everything that you need to connect in. To actually fully feel, sense, hear, and know that this is your life 2 or 3 years from now, the next solar eclipse. It's the day of the next solar eclipse. And you have been able to take your family to where it is, possibly. Maybe you're vacationing to be able to watch it. And you want to really know that this is your life. So take a moment as your future self and ask yourself. You already know the answer. What do I do for a living? What do you do for a living to allow yourself to have this awesome dream life that you're walking in? How do you make your money? And if you're being supported by your spouse and that's the answer, then great, lean in. If you're the owner of a multi-million-dollar company, then great, lean in. But really ask, what is it? Your soul knows the answer. Where do I live? If you are vacationing somewhere to see the solar eclipse, do you live there? Are you vacationing? Where do you live 2 to 3 years from now? What are your hobbies? What is it that you love to do to pass the time? Knowing that everything that you do in this future self brings you bliss, brings you abundance, brings you success. Really allowing yourself to be permeated by what it is that you are sensing here. Perhaps you can hear some music in the background, or the sound of birds, or children laughing. Perhaps you can smell the sweet fragrance of tropical flowers, or a home-baked pie, or fresh cut fruit, or a rack of ribs grilling on the smoker. Connecting to all of your senses, allowing it to, this whole reality, which does exist, because time and space are just illusions. This time that you have stepped into here is absolutely a future version of you. If you continue along the path that we've been walking together of coming into that alchemical marriage, coming into that marriage of shadow loving light and light loving shadow, and knowing how to manipulate the elements in your favor, as all good witches and wizards do. Anyone who's super conscious would absolutely be considered a witch or a wizard, even if you don't practice Wiccan or paganism beliefs. And just allow yourself a few more moments here in this future time. What colors are most prominent? Going back to the mirror now. Looking yourself in the mirror one more time. Is there any advice that you want to give yourself? A message you want to send back through time? Is there anything that you know your future self would want the you now to know? Now continuing to move forward. Going backwards. Back out of the door. Saying goodbye to your beautiful space. Knowing you can come back whenever you want. Out through the door. Back to the staircase. And on the count of 5, you're going to be awake and refreshed. Fully alert. 1, you're coming more and more aware of your physical body in this time. 2, Wiggling your fingers and toes, connecting back to your physical vessel. 3, starting to blink open your eyes, feeling nice and awake, really refreshed, like you just had a nice long 8 hours sleep with no interruptions. 4, even more energy now, maybe stretching their body, allowing yourself to yawn. And 5, here with us now, fully awake, fully alert, fully aware. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to allow you, I'm just going to leave you here. Now it's time to create. Now it's time to play. So whatever you saw, whatever you remember, maybe there's certain words that you're going to write down. Maybe there's a certain plant that you can't get out of your mind. Maybe you're going to draw yourself. What were you wearing? What is that life like? Again, perhaps you need to go get some magazines and cut out a new vision board for you. Take the rest of the day. This is not a rushed thing, which is why I'm ending the live right now. Take the rest of the day and make yourself some beautiful art that reflects that beautiful life that you can see yourself having. Knowing time is bendy, right? So if you keep doing the same habits over and over and over again, right now you can see that amazing, beautiful future life because we cleared out all of the bullshit yesterday. But if you allow all that bullshit to creep back in, you might have a different experience in your future. So you need to make the commitment, and creating the art and making it into physical form is going to really help solidify that image, because every time you glance at it, you're going to remember, oh yeah, that's what I'm working for. Oh, that's why I wake up so early in the morning. That's why I commit to these office hours. That's why I'm eating this healthy way, right? Because you are moving into really owning and being that version that you've already seen yourself in the mirror. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to end again with our mantra, our saying here that we do every month for the new moon. Tonight I enter the sacred space of my heart and welcome in abundance, growth, and transformation. I begin walking a beautiful light-filled path, and as the moon waxes, I charge all work done today with love and focused attention. I remember the truth of who I am, perfect, whole, and complete. So remember, guys, everything that happens on the inside happens on the outside. You are the creator of your reality. You are the artist. You are the art. You are the author. You are the story. I love you. Have a beautiful day.